Welcome to the NBC 24 Academic Challenge. Here's your host, Norm Van Ness.
And hi once again, everyone. Welcome into tonight's Academic Challenge. We thank you at home so much for being here with us. Let's go ahead and kind of set the stage here as we get ready to go tonight. Two teams in competition. One will be advancing in our tournament. The team to my right is the team from Danbury. We welcome them into tonight's competition. The team to my left from Eastwood High School, we welcome them in as well. Now, before we get started with our first round of questions, we encourage you at home to play along with us as we go along. So before we start, we're going to read to you at home the rules as to how we'll play round number one.
In our buzz-in round, teams can buzz in when they think they know the answer. Each team will be awarded 10 points for every correct answer. If a team answers incorrectly, they will be deducted 10 points.
So now all of you at home know how we're going to play the first round. We're going to go ahead and get it started. If you were paying attention to the rules, you know that it is a 3-minute round. So we'll go ahead and get things started. Both teams have their buzzers in hand. We're going to go ahead and start with our first question. The clock will start as I read it. Angles formed on the inside opposite sides of a transversal crossing two lines are called what? Time up on that one. They are called alternate interior angles. Next question. Since its founding in 1924, which organization has been dedicated to fighting cardiac disease? Eastwood.
The American Heart Association.
The AHA, American Heart Association, is correct. Now that the World Cup soccer matches are televised, you may be familiar with the color card system of officiating. What color cards, respectively, are shown to a player? Danbury.
Red and yellow. Red
and yellow would be... I needed to complete the question, so we're going to have to call that an incorrect answer. What they were looking for, if we read the rest of the question, is... which one comes first? Which one comes second? So that is an incorrect answer. Yellow and red instead of red. Yellow would be correct. Now we move on to the next question. In 1692, hundreds were accused, 27 stood trial, and 19 were executed. Eastwood.
The Salem Witch Trials.
Witchcraft is the correct answer. Next one. Match the following roots and prefixes with their meanings. First, the roots. Dextro as in ambidextrous, ambi as in ambiguous, auto as in automobile, and hemi as in hemisphere. Now the meanings of half, both, right, and self. So you got to match them up. Dextro, ambi, hemi, and auto. Eastwood.
Auto is self, hemi is half, dext is right, and ambi is both.
That is a correct answer. Nicely done. We move to the next question. Of all household trash, what substance is the most resistant to recycling? Eastwood.
Plastic.
Plastic is a correct answer. Which is the goal of Hinduism? Is it A, divine assistance, B, freedom from rebirth and suffering, C, spiritual ecstasy, D, worldwide recognition of the power of prayer, or E, evangelism? Hinduism. Eastwood.
B.
B, freedom from rebirth and suffering. That is the correct answer. Here is the next question. The Amstel River runs through Amsterdam, which is located on what body of water? Neither team were the trier. We're looking for the North Sea would have been the correct answer. And that is the end of our first round. Let's see, Danbury, a little bit of a hole, 10 points below zero, but that's okay. It's very early in the game. 50 points on the board right now for the team from Eastwood. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to meet the players from both teams, and we're going to press on with our volleyball round. So make sure you stay with us.
Seth Bowser, senior.
Nick Bassetti, sophomore.
Corey Bowser, sophomore.
Kane Lucas, sophomore.
Sarah Bassetti, freshman.
Lily Bischoff, freshman.
Tony Bolton, senior. Aaron Tixmeyer, senior.
Matt White, senior.
Zach Pease, junior.
In our volleyball round, the low point total team goes first. 10 points will be awarded for every question answered correctly. If a team answers incorrectly, the opposing team gets a chance to steal the question. And if they are correct, they get the following question. Questions will bounce back and forth until the round is complete.
So welcome back, everyone. We have now met the players from both teams, and we're ready to press on with our volleyball round. If you were paying attention to the rules, you know that Danbury, they're going to be starting first. They get the clock started with the reading of this first question. From import taxes and quotas all the way to naval blockades, governments will use these actions to coerce change in other nations. Collectively, the measures are called what?
Embargo.
Embargo is incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Economic sanctions.
Sanctions would be a correct answer. We stay with Eastwood. Hermann von Helmholtz found that it was possible to create any given color of light using a combination of how many primary light sources?
3.
3 is a correct answer. Danbury, to you. In the early 1980s, profits generated by weapon sales to Iran were supposed to be funneled to a military group in what nation?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua is a correct answer. We stay with Eastwood. Finish this Nicholas M. Butler quotation. Quote, an expert is one who knows more and more. Time up for them. Danbury, a try.
Each time he fails.
Each time he fails. Incorrect. About less and less would be the correct answer. We stay with Danbury. The product of two consecutive positive odd integers is 63. What is their sum?
16.
16 would be correct. Eastwood, back to you. Give the topic addressed by the amendment to the U.S. Constitution if its number can be represented by the product of the number of electrons in a helium atom and the square of the number of blind mice in a nursery rhyme.
Prohibition.
Prohibition is a correct answer. Long way to get there, but we got it. Danbury, back to you. What group of pigments gives pumpkins and apricots their color?
Orange and brown.
That is incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Carotene.
Carotene is a correct answer. We stay with Eastwood. What author's experiences, including jumping the ship at Marquesas Islands and visiting the valley of the cannibalistic Typee?
Gulliver.
Incorrect. Danbury, a try. No try from them. The correct answer would have been Herman Melville would have been the correct answer. Danbury, for you. Name the only one of the original 7 Mercury astronauts that flew to the moon.
Buzz Aldrin.
Aldrin, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Shepard.
Shepard is the correct answer, and we stay with Eastwood, but we don't have enough time. Danbury, now back to nil. 110 on the board now for the team from Eastwood. We take a break, and when we come back, a chance for Danbury to make up some ground with our lightning round. We're going to do that. Stay with us.
Welcome back to NBC 24's Academic Challenge. In our lightning round, the low point total team gets to go first and will be awarded 10 points for every correct answer. There are 0 deductions for incorrect answers, so guessing is encouraged. Each team can pass on a question, but will have to wait for it to be read in its entirety. Each team has 3 minutes to get in as many questions as they can in our lightning round.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's academic challenge between the teams from Danbury and from the Eastwood High School. We're going to press on now with our lightning rounds. Per the rules, Danbury, they're going to be up first. 3 minutes on the clock. The clock will begin as I read this first question. Name the 3 daughters of King Lear in the tragedy by Shakespeare.
Pass.
Pass. It's Goneril, Reagan, and Cordelia would have been correct. What tiring condition is caused by traveling to different time zones?
Jet lag.
Jet lag is a correct answer. Why did the people stop building the Tower of Babel?
Pass.
Pass. It was because they didn't understand each other's speech. Although this queen had 9 children, only one of her 4 sons, Leopold, was infected with and died of hemophilia.
Catherine.
Catherine, incorrect. It was Queen Victoria. What distance must a thoroughbred run to win the Kentucky Derby?
100 meters.
100 meters, incorrect. It's 1.25 miles. What degree of burn destroys the skin and underlying tissues?
3rd degree.
3rd degree is correct. From which language do we get the word broccoli?
German.
German, incorrect. It is Italian. For radio stations, it's the body of water in which the U.S. that divides most of the W's from the K's.
Pass.
Pass. It is the Mississippi River. Lyndon Johnson defeated what GOP candidate to win the presidency in 1964?
Pass.
Pass. It was Barry Goldwater. In 1893, who became professor of clinical microscopy at the Army Medical College in Washington, D.C.?
Pass.
Pass. It was Walter Reed. The next one. The narrator of Poe's story, The Pit and the Pendulum, is the victim of which notorious Iberian institution?
Inquisition.
The Spanish Inquisition is correct. On the Beaufort scale, 1 indicates calm and 12 indicates what?
Panic.
Panic is incorrect. It is a hurricane would be the correct answer. Name the group of 5 brothers who created their own circus and later purchased the Barnum and Bailey Circus in 1907.
Pass.
Pass. It is the Ringling Brothers is the correct answer. In 2003, the Galileo space probe ended its 14-year mission by diving into the atmosphere of which planet that is the 5th rock from the sun?
Jupiter.
Jupiter is correct. Who in the world literature wears on his head a barber's waspation that he calls the helmet of Membrino?
Pass.
Pass. That was Don Quixote would be the correct answer. What is the 8-letter adjective for the simplest type of vibratory motion?
Pass.
Pass. It is a harmonic would be the correct answer. According to the Beatles hit, when was, quote, love such an easy game to play?
Pass.
Pass. We were looking for yesterday. That would have been the correct answer. Now 40 points on the board for the team from Danbury. Eastwood, excuse me, you now have 3 minutes on the clock to get in as many questions as you can. We will begin your 3-minute clock with the reading of this first question. The North American International Auto Show is held annually in what city?
Detroit.
Detroit is correct. In terms of tonnage involved in the 1944 battle for this Philippine body of water, which was the greatest in history, name it.
Manila.
Manila, incorrect. It was the Liak Gulf would be the correct answer. We go to our next question. Name the fundamental liberty described by Louis Brandeis as the right to be let alone.
Pass.
Pass. That is the right to privacy. Next question. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are all monotheistic religions, which means they believe in what?
One God.
One God is correct. The lowest energy state of an atom is called what?
Pass.
Pass. That is its ground state. For numbers smaller than what value are square roots larger than the numbers themselves?
1.
1 is correct. What is the motto of the Boy Scouts?
Be prepared.
Be prepared is the correct answer. When defenders start guarding the offense in the backcourt, which basketball term applies?
Press.
More specifically?
Full court press.
Full court press is the correct answer. Nitschke produced a 4-part work about what wandering teacher?
Pass.
Pass. That is Zoroaster would have been the correct answer. In which book of the Bible do we read, labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom?
Psalms.
Psalms is incorrect. That would be the Proverbs. Next question. A guilty verdict requires that the guilt of the defendant be established beyond what?
Reasonable doubt.
Reasonable doubt is correct. Find the greatest common factor of 168 and 98.
6.
6 incorrect. It would be 14. Archimedes was killed by a soldier in which army who didn't know? Roman is correct. Name any one year during the life of Sir Walter Raleigh.
Pass.
Pass. It was 1552 to 1618. That was his lifespan. Who composed the theme song to Monty Python's Flying Circus?
Pass.
Pass. That was John Philip Sousa. The ancient ruins of this city, destroyed in 146 BC, are just outside the capital city of Tunis.
Carthage.
Carthage is the correct answer. In 1993, it became the first state to adopt an official flavor, which incidentally comes from its state tree. No time for that one. Would you have had a guess?
Ohio.
Ohio, incorrect. It was Vermont would have been correct. We move now on to our final challenge. After one more break, we'll find out which of these two teams is advancing in our tournament, so make sure you stay with us.
Welcome back to NBC 24's Academic Challenge. The teams have made it to the final challenge. This is a buzz-in round, and each question will stop being read once a team buzzes in. Each team will be awarded 10 points for every correctly answered question. When answered incorrectly, the opposing team gets to hear the question in its entirety and has a chance to steal. The only thing separating these teams from victory and defeat is our final challenge.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's academic challenge between the teams from Danbury and Eastwood High Schools. We're going to move on with our final challenge, a 4-minute round this time around, so plenty of time to make up some ground for the team from Danbury. We got the 4 minutes on the clock. They have their buzzers in hand. Make sure you're playing along at home. Here we go with our first question in our final challenge. You could not draw this shape without lifting pencil off paper. Would that be an ellipse, a parabola, a parallelogram, a scalene triangle, or a hyperbola? Danbury.
Parabola.
Parabola, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Hyperbola.
Hyperbola is the correct answer. Next question. Two cars are heading toward each other, and they are 250 miles apart. If one car travels 45 miles an hour and the other 10 miles per hour faster, how many hours will it take before they pass each other? Eastwood.
2.5.
2.5 hours is the correct answer. Between 1348 and 1350, what temporarily halted the 100 Years' War? Danbury.
Crusades.
Crusades, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Plague.
The plague, right before the buzzer, and that is correct. The plague, or Black Death would have been the correct answer. Buzzer's ready. Next question. This calm area near the equator is the meeting place for the northeast and southeast trade winds. Name it. Eastwood.
The Sargasso Sea.
That is incorrect. Danbury, a try.
Tropic of Cancer.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the doldrums is what we were looking for. Doldrums. Next question. The corolla of a flower consists of its what? Danbury.
Pollen.
Pollen, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Petals.
Petals is the correct answer. We move to the next one. The range of wavelengths for orange light is 5970 to 6220 angstroms. What color has a wavelength range of 6220 to 7700? Danbury.
Blue.
Blue is incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Red.
Red is the correct answer. Next one. The following is an example of what kind of communication? You reneged. Stop. We'll hear from my lawyer. Stop. Danbury.
Telegraph.
That is a telegraph, or a telegram would be the correct answer. Of relay racing, discuss discus throwing, pole vault, caber tossing, and weightlifting. In which sport do you have a takeover zone? Danbury.
Weightlifting.
Weightlifting is incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Pole vaulting.
Pole vaulting, incorrect. It is technically relay racing, where the two people switch off. That is called a takeover zone. Next question. In what literary form was Dante's Divine Comedy written? Was it epic, novel, play, short story, or essay? Danbury.
Epic.
An epic is the correct answer. We move to the next question. What name is given to the period that came to an end on December 30 of 1933 when Utah ratified? Danbury.
Prohibition.
Prohibition is the correct answer. We move to the next one. The 1L Lama, he's a priest. The 2L Lama, he's a beast. And I will bet a silk pajama that there isn't any 3L Lama. Who wrote that verse? Danbury.
Silverstein.
Silverstein, incorrect. Eastwood, a try.
Zeus?
Zeus is incorrect. Sounds like it. It was Ogden Nash would have been the correct answer. Next question. In French, it's chanter. In Spanish, cantar. What is the word in English? Eastwood.
Sing.
Sing is the correct answer. That is the end of the round and consequently the end of the game. Eastwood, a nicely played game. They will be moving on. We thank Danbury for participating as well. They're advancing from a previous game. We are done with tonight's academic challenge, but we're not done with the season. We're going to be back next Saturday, so make sure you join us then. I'm Norm Van Ness. Thanks again for being with us.
For watching Academic Challenge, be sure to check out the schedule and more at NBC24.com. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Academic Challenge. Thank you. Here's a look at some of the upcoming matches. For watching Academic Challenge.